criticisms. Many people again say this is neo-liberal capitalism, and that is what Ryan is trying to implement. And on that basis, they say that the government is now attacking the workers, students and every organization, and they will create a situation of terror. And repressive government is necessary to carry on this new economic policy of neoliberalism. But actually, this is totally false as far as we could see. The world over, there was a new thinking after 2008 crisis. The crisis hit very badly even in Europe. And in European countries too, they started looking into a third way. Neither the Keynesian socialism nor the neoliberal economy. Can't there be any other way to preserve the market economy? That was the question they have raised. And finally, they have come to a conclusion by going back to the teachings of Bismarck and the work that Bismarck has done during the time of Marx. They brought in some of these ideas and create this new thinking called social capitalism or social market economy. So that is what actually Ranil Wickremesinghe is following now, because one could see the connection with the British government, the present Tory government, and also the Germans and many other areas. The tendency is now to go out of the neoliberal policies and enter this social capitalism. In social capitalism, they again, while keeping the market open and without any restriction, without any state intervention, they allow discussions to take place and try to incorporate ideas of the opposition or the trade unions, civil organizations, and create a situation of political collective agreement functioning. And on that basis, it becomes a social capitalism. That is, social pressure is included and enclosed by going into discussions with various organizations, including the trade union. That is, now we can see by that even the multinationals and strong capitalist organizations, companies, they are disheartened by this, because they would like to dominate the market economy, thereby take monopolistic decisions. But this kind of discussion and having social pressure being organized and taken into the situation and to the structure of the capitalist society, they believe that it becomes a pressure, and they are disheartened by that. They criticize the inability of the government to repress various sections who are protesting. But now clearly we see that in this strike, Ranil Wickremesinghe behaved like a social capitalist leader, and he continuously came forward and offered to discuss. And by discussions, he managed to convince some of the trade union leaders that within the system of social capitalism, these are the things that he could do. And on that basis, to give, he has proposed certain revisions to the budget proposals that have been accepted by these leaders, because they were not able to counter the argument. Unfortunately, now in the Sri Lankan situation, most of the trade union leaders are non-political. Even though they may have a distant affiliation with certain parties, the leaders themselves are apolitical or non-political people. Unlike the days of 1980 or the strike period or before, where Samasamajists and communists or the socialists dominated the trade union sector. Now these apolitical trade union leaders who are unable to go into a political discussion or a socio-political discussion with the government and to contest some of the things, some of the arguments put forward by the government. Within that scenario now, we have to build an organization now, left organization, if we are interested in facing another crisis or another situation in the coming period. Now we see that because of the social capitalism, the managerial sections are very much upset by what is happening. And in addition, they complain that a lot of racketeers and people who are floating around are taking advantage of the situation because the planning is unorganized. Social capitalism does not allow the same kind of methods that are followed by neoliberals to take place. And because of that, they say that there is some kind of anarchy in the situation, which is false. Because discussions, and if they can go into agreements, and on that agreement they can come into a political collective agreement, then it can function for a period. So we see, as the Navasama Samaja Party, our responsibility to see that these agreements with the government remain as political agreement, because if you want to go into another kind of politics, then it has to be politics of revolutionary Samasamajism. There cannot be, because otherwise the racist current, the fascistic people are there to overthrow this government and take over power. We cannot agree to in any manner. We have to reject that idea. We have to reject the idea of overthrowing this government simply because it is following capitalism one kind or other, without having idea of how to run the country after overthrowing this government. So without a program for to go beyond the democracy proposed by Ranil Wickremesinghe, any political struggle against the government cannot be accepted without looking into the perspective.